Every year, millions of Americans walk. Every step has a story. This is in memory. This is to fight. This is for hope. But steps and stories turn to faces, a gentle reminder of who we walk for.
I'm Pat, and I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer when I was 57 years old.
Much of the breast cancer that occurs in the U.S. today occurs without a specific cause or reason that we can identify. But a lot of women that have breast cancer have it to occur because of a genetic basis to that.
We look at family histories to try and decide who might be positive. What we're looking for are women, first and second degree relatives.
I'm Debbie, I'm Pat's daughter, and I was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer when I was 41.
That have had breast cancer at a young age.
I'm Suzanne. I'm Pat's daughter, and I'm Debbie's sister. I was 34 when I was diagnosed with advanced stage 3 breast cancer.
Also looking for women that have had what we call multiple primaries.
I'm Joy. I'm Suzanne's daughter, and this is my family.
You would be somebody that we would say, there's a good chance that this could be the reason for this cancer in your family is a BRCA change. And the genetic testing would be able to tell us if that was there.
For 12 years, the little-known genetic test has been able to do that. The BRCA test identifies mutated versions of the genes which control cell growth and affect the risk of developing tumors. A small percentage of the population is born with the mutation, pushing the risk of developing ovarian cancer from 1% to 40%, and breast cancer from 12% to 87%. Now the question remains, is it in me?
That's my heartfelt plea, is that she will go ahead and have this done, because I don't want to have to deal with the chance that I could lose someone that's that precious when we could do something about it, if only we were informed.
We can get informed, so it's time to do the test.
My best friend had died of breast cancer just a few months earlier, so it was fear.
In 1989, my grandma lost one breast to cancer, but ridding her body of the tumor was just the beginning of what would become a lifelong battle with a constant attacker. Just 3 years later, it was my mom's turn to fight.
I was shocked. It was really the last thing I expected. I felt completely healthy, and I had no idea that something was actually wrong, that something was growing inside of me.
The possibility of something growing inside of me is why it's so necessary for me to take the genetic test.
Joy Lambert?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Lynn Holt. I'm the genetic counselor that will be speaking with you today. You have something that you don't really even have, in the sense that this is the predisposition to it can cause anxiety. And that's one thing that folks have to consider when they do the test.
The test means dealing with the results that have already tested my family.
This is for the BRCA 1 and 2, any other family members with cancer.
The test is simple.
How do you feel?
I'm scared. I feel it stick.
The blood's drawn, sent away, and then we wait.
Here you go. Thank you. You're welcome.
My husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. They told him he had from 6 to 10 months to live. That was very, very scary.
Then a few years later, my sister was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so we went through it again.
If you've ever done a belly flop into a cold pool, it just took the breath away. I just was stunned. I was dazed. I didn't know what to do.
So the doctor just called and my results are in. So I'm going to meet with Dr. Thompson now, and I guess we're going to see if I have the gene.
It took us a long time to really tell the kids what was actually going on. It wasn't for sure that I was going to get better, that I could die, and that they needed to know that we were dealing with something serious, that life just couldn't go on as normal.
My mom's cancer was the size of a grapefruit when doctors caught it. I honestly thought my mom was going to die from cancer. Doctors gave her a less than 10% chance of surviving 5 years. Then I saw cancer hit my aunt, it took my grandpa, it hit my aunt again. I'm so scared I could go through the same thing. I'm positive.
Initially, finding out that she did have that gene would be hard, because there's the hope that she won't, and that she has the same odds as the rest of the population. And we'd like to live with that hope.
The hope is diminished, but it's not gone.
I would hope you would be hopeful. I would understand if you were scared.
What we're going to do is to follow you very closely by doing MRIs of your breast every 6 months. But at some point in the future, we would need to consider whether to do surgery to have both of your breasts removed.
It's something you have no control over, and it is not something that we can fix. And we can't go in and do a genetic change to change your DNA. It's in every cell in your body.
The biggest benefit is that those doctors will know, and she'll get tested regularly, and she'll never, ever have a grapefruit-sized tumor.
You have so many things that your mother and your grandmother and your aunt didn't have, and we know what we need to check for and where we need to look, and so I would be very hopeful that those are all things that would save your life.
Through all the different stories, Pat, Debbie, Suzanne, one thing remains the same. They're all still alive, and that's why I walk. This step for my grandma, this for my aunt, this for my mom, and this is for me.